You can even see there's steam coming off. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but it's so hot there is actually steam with the cold foam hitting the hot surface, steam coming off the car. As long as the soap is on the car, I'm not gonna get water spots. So it's okay for that side that has more sun to dry out a little bit more with the soap. You have wet, hard water on your car, direct sun. This is where you gotta move very fast. And we are not going for perfection. We're going for getting the water off the car. We'll come back with toughest shell when we're done and make it perfect. One of the biggest misconceptions in all of detailing, I think, is that you can't wash your car in direct sun. It's too hot. It's, you know, you're gonna risk staining on the panel. You're gonna do all these things. It's impossible. You gotta wait, do it in the shade, do it in the morning, do it at night, whatever. So in this video, what I wanna show you are some tips and tricks of things you can do to wash your car in direct sun, because the reality is not everyone wants to get up at 4 a.m. and wash their car. Not everyone wants to wash their car at 8 p.m. And as a mobile detailer with too many years experience to admit anymore, I wash cars out in direct sun all the time. So in this video, what I'm gonna show you is some tips and tricks that you can safely wash your car out in direct sun. First disclaimer is, obviously, if you can do this in the shade, it is ideal. We're not talking about the most ideal car wash. We're just talking about getting the car wash done. So a couple tools. Obviously, if you could have deionized water, that is pretty much, if you have deionized water, you could pretty much stop watching the video now. That's gonna save all your worries, okay? The second thing is, get all your stuff set up. What you don't want is the car being wet with water and sitting out in the sun. That is the enemy. So that happens when you're going back in to get your, wax and dry product. That happens when you go back in to grab your towel or your blower or whatever. So having the car sit with water is really the enemy. So you wanna make sure that you're completely set up. Also, having a blower is gonna be your best friend. This is the Ryobi blower. I have a full video on this, but you could use a leaf blower. You could use compressed air. You don't have to get too caught up in what type of blower. It's just you wanna blow the majority of the water off the car. Again, trying to get the water off the car is key. Obviously, a big drying towel is gonna be another one of your friends, because this will help get the bulk of the water off the car. Then you can come back and kind of touch it up later. Also, a tip is, when you're looking at the direction of the sun, right now we're almost at noontime, so we're kind of have the sun directly overhead. But a lot of times when I'm washing, I'm paying attention to the direction of the sun. So just for example's sake, if the sun is hitting, the majority of the sun is hitting the passenger side of the car, when I go to wash the car, I'm actually gonna start on the opposite side of the car of the sun is hitting. Why? Because obviously this side is going to dry faster. So I wanna hit this side last. I'll kind of explain that more as we wash the car and I show you demoing the car. So as we get into washing the car, I'm not a big fan of pre-rinsing the car at all. It makes your soap less effective. However, if you live in Arizona, you're in Texas, it's 120 degrees outside and you're crazy enough to wash your black, dually GMC Sierra or something crazy, your Sprinter van, and you live in, Arizona and it's 110. You may want to pre-rinse the car, not to knock down any dirt or anything like that, but to cool the panel down. If it's blazing hot, as an extra precaution, and again, I'm talking to the 0.1% of people that are actually gonna do this. If it's blazing hot, you may wanna use a steady stream of water just to cool down the panel. But again, you don't want water sitting on the panel. For me, these panels are pretty hot, but I know the power of the Super Soaper, so I'm actually not going to pre-rinse this car at all. But you could see this side of the car has a lot more shade. The driver's side of the car has a lot more shade than the passenger side of the car does right now. So therefore, I'm going to start on this passenger side because it's gonna buy me a little bit more time. So I'm gonna wash the car, and my unfair advantage is I have deionized water. So again, if you have deionized water, you could have probably stopped watching this video a long time ago, but I'm gonna show you as I foam the car. And what I'm not doing yet is I'm not foaming the roof of the car. Again, this is very hot. This is getting the majority of the sun. So I'm really trying to work areas that are in the shade first to give me more time. And you wanna work quick. So sometimes I get heat for oh, your spray pattern is bad, or you didn't cover it very good or whatever. But the reality is when you're working in direct sun, you gotta work quick, okay? So boom, this side is done. Now I could start moving on to the other parts of the car. So this is where I will start going top down, and you really just want to work quick. Having a foam cannon, again, is also ideal because you can get soap on the car very, very quickly. So if you're using like a 2-bucket method, you're having to pre-rinse the car, dip your bucket multiple times. You can even see there's steam coming off. I don't know if the camera's picking that up, but it's so hot there is actually steam with the cold foam hitting the hot surface, steam coming off the car. But if you use something like the Super Soaper, you don't have to worry about it staining or anything like that. This is where soaps that are acid-based are difficult, but again, just showing you that there is a little bit of steam. It is hot today. I am sweating because I forgot to take my hoodie off. So save the comments, huh? All right, and we got our initial first layer of soap. And here's one thing that some brands will try to use as a selling point about their soap. But traditionally, most soaps that are pH neutral, or just mostly any soaps in the car washing space, if the soap is on the car, you're not going to get any water spots. So even if it's you're not using deionized water, if I let this soap dry on the surface, which I can do, I guess, maybe I'll do in the second foam. I'm going to foam this car twice. But even if you start to see the soap drying like this, I know with my soap, but generally most soaps in the detailing space, if the soap is on the car, you are not going to get water spots at all. The water spots happen for when you rinse the car, and we're still getting steam coming off the roof of the car. So just know that as long as soap is on the car, you are generally safe to not get water spots. You're going to get the water spots when you rinse the car. So I'm going to rinse this off because we're going to be doing a double foam. But I guess it's important to note too that like a foam cannon in this situation is going to be much better than trying to rinse your car, have a 2-bucket method. You're going to have a lot less soap on the car. You're going to have a lot more exposed areas of the car if you're doing a 2-bucket method. If you're washing in direct sun, I recommend a foam cannon, and I recommend a double foam. So you're going to foam a dry car, rinse this all down. You're going to foam it again. At that point, if you want to come in with some wash towels and do a contact wash, that would be a great time to do it. Still better than doing a 2-bucket method because you're going to have a lot of foam on the car, and something like the Super Soaper gives you plenty of work time as you're seeing. So I'm going to do a double foam method here on this one, and then we'll get into the drying and make sure you do it quick. As you see, real quick, I just thought of, I'm also starting on the side that it has more shade. Why? Because I know that as long as the soap is on the car, I'm not going to get water spots. So it's okay for that side that has more sun to dry out a little bit more with the soap. And so I want that to be the last place I rinse because it'll be the first place I dry. Okay? So let's see, I'll show you just the soap drying on the surface. but what it's not doing is it's not staining at all. So again, this is true with most car wash soaps in the detailing space. It's not special to my soap at all. It's just kind of a generalized thing of most soaps. As long as they're on the surface, you're not going to get water spots. So this car doesn't really need it. It's pretty clean right now, but I am going to do a double foam. But again, this is another step I want to point out is that having some sort of water beading on your car is going to really help you wash your car. The water it will create water spots if you leave it, but if you don't, when we use the blower, it's a way that the water is going to come off from the car very quickly. So I'm going to do a double foam. It's just kind of what I like to do. I have plenty left in the foam cannon. I have more than half left. This is where if you wanted to do a contact wash, you definitely could. So this is prime time. This is what you've all been waiting for. After you do your wash and you've rinsed it, and now you just are a sitting duck. You have wet, hard water on your car, direct sun. This is where you got to move very fast. This is not the time that you're worried about getting the car perfect. This is where you are just moving. So I have the blower, and what I would do is have the blower and go around the car as quickly as you can. Again, you're not trying to get all the water, you're trying to get the vast majority of the water, and then you're gonna come back with your big drying towel. So this is literally how quick I would work. Boom, that's it. That was what, 30 seconds or a minute? I don't know, someone will tell us. Then, if you want, this is completely optional. One spray per panel with toughest shell. But really, the thing that you're really worried about is that you just want to take your big towel. So you would do one spray of toughest shell if you're worried about having added lubrication on the paint. If you're not worried about that, don't worry about toughest shell. But you do want one drying towel. The reason why you want one big drying towel is you don't want to have to keep going back to picking up more small towels. So you could fold it up if you want. And again, this section, or this part of the car wash is also, we're not worried about perfection. We'll come back and we'll hit the windows. We are worried about not having those pesky water spots. Again, remember I said this, the direction of the sun, I'm starting to dry on this side, worrying less about the side that has more shade, okay? And we are not going for perfection. We're going for getting the water off the car. We'll come back with toughest shell when we're done and make it perfect. But boom, that side done. Again, the blower did the majority of the work for us. Gonna get the top of the car. Gotta get the rest of this hood. I'm gonna jump back to the back because I remember the back is pretty sunny back here. And again, you're gonna have to move quick. This is not having fun washing your car. This is washing your car, right? We'll have fun later. Again, one towel. Boom. So now your car, with the exception of the rims, so that's where you can come in with a small towel. I'm personally not gonna worry about that. I think you get the gist of that. But obviously you are gonna want, let me grab a towel. You are gonna want to do the rims as well. If you want to grab a small towel, these are softer than soft microfiber towel, be perfect. This would be a perfect time. What I would do now, because you probably, chances are you're gonna have some streaking with the towel, you're gonna have some drips. And so now what I would do to make sure that your next car wash is better, as you can see I'm actually out of breath a little bit, so you're moving quick. But to make sure your next car wash goes even better, you blow off even more water, just hit a couple sprays of toughest shell, either on the panel, or if it's real hot, in your towel, and you're simply just gonna go down the whole entire car, and you're almost using it as a detail spray. And this is where you could just dial in any drips that you missed, anything that you missed at all. And it's gonna make your car wash next time, next week, next month, whenever you do it, that much easier. So you worked in layers, you use safe methods, you were still able to get your car washed, even in direct sun, and you're gonna have no water spots, but you are probably gonna wish that you got some deionized water. And I would definitely highly recommend that. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna finish the rest of this car, dialing it in, but that is how you could wash a dark color car. I'm gonna catch my breath, is probably what I should have said, but that is how you could wash a dark color car, direct sun, middle of the day. Again, prepping all your tools before, watching the direction of the sun, and doing the best you can quickly. So hope you guys enjoyed that one. Let me know if you wash in direct sun, and I will catch you guys on the next one. See ya.